Joanne Howling from 66. Do you guys sometimes think that life is unfair? Because we do. Sometimes it just feels like the whole world is turning their back to us. And animals have the same feelings too.
But first of all, before we talk about fairness between animals and humans, what is fairness?
Fairness is the action towards two or more things. Fairness depends on the treatment that one thing gives to the other. Fairness also depends on the behavior that one thing treated to the other thing.
Animals have been treated really differently for ages. Do you know that sometimes some people kill and hurt animals just to entertain themselves? For example, in Spain, they kill bulls in the arena, which is horrible. They even laugh and encourage the person to kill the bulls.
Each year in Vietnam, there are thousands of animals illegally traded for meat. Sorry. For me, but luckily there are some amazing people that have done some awesome job to save the poor animals. They work for the Save Vietnam's Wildlife and they have saved 407 pangolins, 5 leopard cats, and 12 civets.
Some animals in Vietnam work in circuses. They are forced to stand up by 2 legs, they have to balance on a ball and ride bikes. They're caged in uncomfortable environments that doesn't have enough requirements for them to survive. And a lot of animals have died because of pollution, another problem in Vietnam. For example, a lot of fishes have died because of eating plastic bags in polluted lakes and oceans.
According to the history hit, in the medieval times, animals were treated like humans. For example, some worked as hunters, some were royal companions. In church, they even put a dog's picture and statue.
The Ancient History Encyclopedia said that the animals in the ancient Egypt were treated as God. When the animal died, they will be buried with their royal owners.
Nowadays, animals are treated differently. They're treated like items. Animals also have feelings and emotions like humans do. Imagine they had to watch their family member die one by one. Imagine if that was you or your family member. How would you feel? Would you feel hurt or would you just laugh it off? Some people kill animals just for their skin, meat, head, and fur to make their decorations, clothing, and food.
To stop them, donate some money to some of the websites and organizations that protects the poor animals. For example, the WWF. They create natural environments for the animals, for the wild animals.
The dodo also rescues the animals from their owner who abused and abandoned them. After they rescue them, they post it on social media to make a short video or take a picture of the pets and post it on social media to ask for adoption.
Make some posts and post on your social media. Tell other people about this problem. Make speeches about this.
But there are some amazing people that have done some awesome job to save. But there are some amazing people that actually care for their pets and wild animals. In 2014, 20 people have saved more than 1,000 animals. For example, there's a dude named Jack in Florida, and he has saved a 180-kilogram bear in the 14th of July. Or maybe a woman named Ella has saved a dog standing on an iceberg while sailing in Russia in the 17th of December.
Some amazing owners dress up as their pet's favorite toy. Some pets even got their own room. There are owners who take on a new level. There was this guy who had a goat. His goat was super anxious when it heard that it has to go to the vet. So the guy gave him a chicken soup to make him feel better. How sweet is that?
Now, prepare some tissue for a heartbreaking story. There's one family and they have a pup. But the pup was old and he was on the edge of life and death. They wanted to make something special for him, so they made Christmas early so he can celebrate it with them before it's too late.
If you see anyone abusing an animal, tell them to stop before it's too late.
Before we end, who loves dogs? Raise your hand if you do. Okay, people who did not raise their hand, we'll make you love dogs after this part. Do you know that dog's sense of smell is 1,000 to 10 million better than yours? Your dog can smell your feelings too. Your dog is as smart as a 2-year-old toddler. Your dog even slip the same ways as their cat. That's enough fun facts. Let's talk about their appearance now.
I'm going to be specific and talk about two of our favorite dogs, which are Husky and Shiba. There are two kinds of Husky, brown with white and dark gray with white. It can get between 21 to 23 inches tall. Now about Shiba. There are three basic kinds of Shiba: tan sesame, cream, and black and gold. It is popular because of the big meme goats that get millions of views. Two of these are amazing dog breeds, but there is so much more that we can't say them all.
As they say, dogs are men's best friend, women's too. Dogs are as known as the most loyal breed kind of animals in the world. Some of you guys may know Hachiko. Hachiko is an Akita, and he was adopted by Professor Ueno.
But one day, Mr. Ueno died, and Hachiko was all alone. But he knew that Mr. Ueno was dead, but he didn't want to believe that. So every day, Hachiko came to the train station and waited for Mr. Ueno for 10 years until he died.
After Hachiko passed away in the movie, they even showed that Hachiko even dreamed Mr. Ueno returning after 10 years of waiting by Hachiko.
Our talk is going to end here. Thank you for listening and have a great day.
Thank you very much, you two, for a wonderful story. Now, let us hear from Nguyễn Ngọc Hoàng and Bùi Khánh Phương. On the topic of fairness at school, let us give them a big round of applause.
Fairness is the equality between people. Fairness is good because...
Hey, we haven't introduced ourselves yet.
Oh yeah, my mistake. Okay, let's start again. Hi, do you remember us? Yes? No? Oh dear, they don't remember us. It's okay, we'll introduce ourselves again. Hi, I'm Khánh Phương, and this is Y, and we are from 6A7. I mean 7A7.
Thanks a lot for your mistakes. But never mind, today we are here to talk about fairness. More specifically, it's fairness at school.
As you've known, school is an environment for us to learn new knowledge, life skills, and also good values to become successful individuals. But sometimes, that environment still has many problems, including the lack of fairness.
So, what is fairness? To me, fairness is acting honestly and equally to everyone. We need fairness a lot in our daily lives, so we chose to talk about a very familiar topic, fairness at school. Let's talk about some examples to understand more.
Now, let's discuss about fairness between teachers and students. Do teachers have to be fair with students? Totally, yes. A fair teacher will never give good grades to students she likes and give bad grades to students she dislikes. And she will never give good grades to students whose parents gave her money to do so and do the opposite things to others.
These problems are really happening in many schools in Vietnam. For example, at my cousin's primary school, she said that some of her classmates' parents give money to the teacher, so when they make mistakes, they won't be punished. That's the reason why many students who put in a good effort always get bad grades, but students who never try their best have higher scores.
Now, I'm sure all of you here have known about a hot girl named Linda. Last year, she used money to buy scores to go to high school. She also said, and I quote, "Scores are not important at all. We can use money to buy them." I hope that in the future, teachers will be more fair with students.
Do you think students should be fair towards one another? I think they should. As you've known, in every class, there is a monitor, vice monitor, group leaders, and other students. In some classes, the leaders make mistakes, but they don't write their name down in the record book. and I used to be the victim.
I know that feeling, Hyde. I used to be like you, too. At that moment, I couldn't understand why the class leaders could be so unfair. But luckily for me, the homeroom teacher found out and gave them punishments. To me, she was a hero.
But sometimes teachers might not know. Let me tell you a story. A few weeks ago, my class had a literature project. On the due date, each group had to present the work in front of the class. The teacher said that when one group is presenting, the other will stay in their seat and mark with the teacher too. The teacher and many other students said that my group presentation was the best one, but one group gave a 7 out of 10. That group finally got what they deserved for being unfair. They got the lowest score, and my group had the highest score.
They really deserved it. Other than that, teachers have to be fair with each other too. For example, the principal thinks that a teacher is more extroverted and hardworking, so he or she will only have that teacher and won't give a hand to others.
That is not fair at all. Instead, they have to be fair to each other because of the fact that no one in this entire world wants to be treated the same way. After all, why do we need fairness?
Fairness is one of the keys to strengthening our relationships. With fairness, no one will be feeling left out or empty. People will be happy, and fairness and equality balance the world.
Thank you for listening to our small but rich information on top. Goodbye. Bye.
Thank you so much for giving us such an inspiring and motivating speech. Upcoming next are two guys who I'm sure will impress you with their moving speech. Please welcome Andy and Infan Tuần Khôi from class TB3.
Hello everyone, so we are here to share with you the fairness in the family, especially our fairness between adults and children and among children ourselves. Nowadays, children are really dependent on adults. For some reason, children almost cannot receive any respect from them. So why is that? Adults consider us knowing nothing about almost everything, so it is easy to understand that they sometimes treat us accidentally treat us unfairly.
So first of all, I want to say that parents or some parents always impose their children to do the way that they want. 70% that is the result on our survey which we asked during our classmates and some of the people. Therefore, the question of that survey is, do you have the feeling that you are being treated fairly by your family? And the answer is most likely no.
In my life, I have witnessed many unfair things. Personally, I have been through that too. There was a time when I do things still good and still nice at school, but my mom and dad didn't satisfy with that, and they told me I should follow their way, and I did that. But the result didn't get better at all, and they think that I'm doing wrong. And when I say that I want to follow my own way, they didn't allow me to do like that. And they say that because they think that my experience and my knowledge is not enough to do everything on my own.
Children are the matter of fact 100% of our future. However, they don't have much experience as adults do. They still need to learn a lot before entering the sociality of life. But that doesn't mean that adults can treat unrespectfully to them. These children born from creativity and honesty to a well-studied person and nearly a liar. They lose their imagination of how beautiful the world is just for studying. Education are changing, but creativity still doesn't apply much, so children are lack of creativity when they are getting older.
So, like Anna has said, experience and knowledge are the things we need for our own life and to find our own way to go. But maybe the way of our parents is good, but it doesn't mean that we should always follow that. We also have our own way. The time has changed, and the way of doing everything are also changed too. So Okay. My parents sometimes they just accidentally don't believe in what I said because maybe I don't have enough of knowledge or maybe I don't have enough of experience. Can you give us some example, please?
Okay. So I gonna tell you a story about me and my mother. She hardly ever trusts me, maybe because I have told many lies to her. Therefore, she always thinking that I only use my computer for gaming. One time when I do my homework on my laptop in my room and she reading book in her room, then she heard the clicking sound of my mouse and then she said that, are you playing video games right now? Why don't you do your homework? You play like every day, you know. And sometimes I didn't open my laptop at all and she's still telling me the same sentence. Personally, I think this is unfair to me and uh, however, I still respect her and try to be a good son of her and I want she to be believed more often and this is a problem that some adults should trust their kids more likely to.
There's still one more problem that the family between the brother in the same family. Like I should say that some parents place very high expectation on their children, and one of them may can reach that, one of them not. So the parent will prepare towards to the better and maybe the harder to the rest. And this is normal, but it should have its own limit. For some case, the one who barber are thinking that they are normal and they just start to arrogant to someone else, and the rest would maybe not trust in the rest would not trust in themselves anymore, and it could lead to many problems. Like it would hurt to her mentality or maybe hurt to her future road. Please know that.
Overall, I just want to say that kids or children should be more independent on their own life. Parents won't go with you forever, but however, you should respect them whenever you can. Parents should try to be respect them too. Don't be so unfair. If it's just a sibling rivalry or just a common mistake that children make, and also don't put too much effort on children, then endurance unlimited. Thank you for listening to our talk.
Thank you so much, Đức Anh Em Tuấn Khôi. Your talk just gave us a lot of thinking by now. Next, welcome on stage Vũ Hoàng Quân from Class 685 with the topic Fairness for Students in Vietnam.
Hi everyone, my name is Hoàng Quân from Class 5. Today I will talk about fairness for children in Vietnam. According to Mr. Dang Hoan Nam, Director of Children's Department in Vietnam, there are 2,000 cases of child abuse recorded every year. However, I think the real number of child abuse in Vietnam is much more than that. There are some reasons of child abuse. The first reason is when children don't listen to their parents or do something that parents consider as a fault. Many parents will use violence such as beating to them even they don't get to know whether their children are right or not. Many parents think that beating or scolding to them or making them better, but they are wrong. That's just like intentionally killing their love for parents day by day. It is another fact, fairness for children does not exist when children doing something appropriate, but their parents don't understand and they will be punished for no reason. The second reason is when parents so stressed at work and when they come back home, they will get angry easily with their children for no reason. The third reason is when some children feel isolated when their family had a new member, like a baby brother or baby sister. So that's how their children feel lonely when their parents just care for a baby. For example, have you seen the Boss Baby movie? Tim, a little boy who has full imagination, his parents love him very much. But one day, his family had a new baby, his parents forget him and just care for the baby. That's not fair for him, because he also a member in his family, so his parents must be fair to him too. So if you're going to have a little member, please remember to be fair to the other children as well as the baby. So in short, what parents do now? Well, my parent was probably a great model for this. The following some tips I learned from my parents that I want to share with you. First, listen to you. Listen to your children. My mom and dad always ask what happened and then listen to my reason when I explain. Because everything all have their own reason, so you must listen to your children and understand what happened. Second, be patient and explain in a gentle way about what children did wrong and how to improve. When I broke a bone, my parents said I'm not read carefully, so next time must be better. If you explain in a gentle way, your children will listen to you. But if you just scolding to them, they will never listen to you. Third, say sorry if you've done something wrong. After knowing they are wrong something, my parents said sorry to me and promised to fix it. If you've done something wrong but you fix it, your children will listen to you, learn from the good thing and remove the bad thing. This brings me to the end of my talk. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Following is a guy who has a friendly attitude towards life. He is Zhang Tae-dong from class 11B1.
Hello everyone. My name is Zhang Tae-dong and I'm from class 11B1. Today, I will talk about the unfairness when parents making your life decision. Now I'm 17 years old. 17 is the most important time for me to decide what I want to do in my future life. When I was 10 years old, I had my biggest dream was becoming a pilot. But no one understand or supported me. They thought that become a pilot was very too difficult for me and I will fail the test. But for a time, I still reaching my biggest dream is becoming a pilot, and I know that I should be patient. And some of them have persuaded. One time I was sitting and talking with my parents. I know my biggest dream is pilot. Although it's very hard and difficult, but this is my dream. And when I become pilot, I will have a chance to go anywhere in the world. But in my mind, I think it's still not enough to show that the unfairness of parents decide your life. For example, in both Vietnamese and Chinese culture, when a child when they were born, they will decide all of their life child. And they will not listen or doing anything when their child is sick. For example, I will kill you if you continue to become photographer or keep studying because you don't have able to become a singer. They thought that it seems not impact to them. But in my opinion, this is unfair because each child have their own dream and have their own way to success. I have a question. How many of you out there have your own dream, but your parents didn't support or understood? Please raise your hand to show. Have you ever seen the film Three Idiots of India? The figure Farhan said that when he was born, he said that his parents want him to be an engineer, but his dream is become a photographer. And when he was in university, he can be concentrate or keep studying. In conclusion, I want to send the message to parents is, let your child following their own dream and follow two of you. If you have your own dream, let's stand up for it, fight for it, and seriously for it. Thank you everyone for listening. And my name is Dam Chung from class 11B.
Thank you, Thạch Tùng. Next is two very confident girls, Nguyễn Sơ Cẩm and Nguyễn Đoàn Nhật Nguyệt from class 6A4 with the topic Fairness Between Husbands and Wives in Vietnam.
Hello everyone, my name is Yuan and my name is Scott. We are from 6A4. Today we are very happy to stand on this stage and talk to you about the fairness between husbands and wives in Vietnam.
In Vietnam, they say husband is the pillar and the wife is the most important person and the saddest person in the family.
Gender equality has long since been an issue in our society and continues to be an issue today.
In Vietnam, husband and wife have to work, but after work, husband often go and drink beer or wine with their friends, while the wife usually picks up their children, goes home, does the housework, and cooks dinner.
I think husbands want to drink beer or wine because they have busy and stressful day in the office at work. They enter this stress so they can pay all of things for our family. Because of their stress, they feel they need to relax and unwind after a long and stressful day in the but women also feel stressed too.
After childbirth, some wives in Vietnam and another country are stressed because husbands don't always show them that they care.
Husbands seem as though they aren't interested in their children because they aren't at home, don't help with the housework. In my opinion, the husband should come home earlier to help their wife instead of drinking beer or wine with their friends, coming home late and not say good night to their children.
They should remind themselves how to be good to their families. It's what they try to create a family, so they should respect that in all aspects of the family, not just by paying for things in the home.
Wives sacrifice their beauty and tools to keep us smart and healthy children. They during maternity, wives can't move a lot, so their husband should help them. During wives need care, protection, and support from their husbands.
Husbands should share housework like cleaning the house, going to the supermarkets, washing dishes, and setting the table. It would make a family a happier place. It is how we feel as the children. However, making a home a happier place is not just the responsibility their parents. Children need to have too. They should help around the home and respect their parents.
Our parents do a lot for us, like buy the clothes, they pay our school fees. We should be understanding of this, understand how difficult it is. It's not just to be a parent, this to make the house a happier place.
In conclusion, if everyone in the family can do this thing, it will make a much happier place to be. Not only should there be fairness and equality between husband and wife, but also with their children too.
Together, mom, dads, and children make a home. So by working all together and sharing responsibilities, we can make a happier.
Thank you for your listening.
and we hope you support us. Sugam and Nhuyen are such confident girls, right? Coming next are Cao Nam Khánh and Tak Sung Tung from ICGSE Year 2.
25th of September, Boxing Day morning. Me and my brother hurried to the living room to find our Christmas presents lying on the floor. We happily open it up. I look at my brother. He has a $300 game console. Whoa, what do I have? A phone case. Whoa, amazing. Have any of you gone into this situation? Having siblings can be quite
Hello everyone, this is Tak Sơn Tùng and Cao Nam Khánh. We both from the class IGCSE G2.
Having siblings can be quite a hassle. Both older and younger siblings receive special privileges from their parents. Older ones are given more respect, freedom, and thought of what they wish to do. Younger ones are given more sympathy, as they are younger than us. Speaking from experience as a middle son, I can safely assume that my special privileges are severely outclassed by my other siblings.
So, as in my experience, I have a little brother at home. Me and him used to argue a lot. Like, we would argue about small things, like who have to take out the trash, who have to clean the dishes. But as we become more mature, our arguing become more major. Like, we would argue why he got a better shoe, he got a better clothes, and why he got this, why he got that. And that our argument drive our parents insane, so they have to come up with a solution that both of us shut up or both of us get nothing. So we choose to shut up and get our stuff.
Some parents tend to reward children who has achievements and make other siblings follow their suit. This can cause a plethora of issues, that is, even if the parents' only intention is to motivate the children, misunderstandings can be caused. They may look at it in a negative perspective. They may think that, oh, they're comparing how inferior I am to my siblings again. In addition, the rewards may be motivation to work hard. It can cause the argument of why am I getting a phone case while my brother gets a $300 gaming console.
So, what is people's perspective about fairness between siblings? Most of them will answer that fairness between siblings is treating both of the children the same, like buying them the same clothes, give them the same present, or give them the same snack. But however, in my opinion, that is ridiculous. And children should not be treated the same. They should be treated uniquely. Fit their preference. Like, I may like a $300 game console, but my brother may like a $300 shoes, or take on a vacation to Saigon. So, in my opinion, children should not be treated equally, but uniquely, because that's what gives them the sense that they are special and will motivate them to do better things.
Let the children find out what they are good and what they like to do. I believe that all people have great potential and are able to do contributional things if they find out what they are personally amazing at. As long as the children work hard, no matter what they do, they should get rewards. Big achievements can be flashy for CVs. However, no matter how much money you make in the future, doing what you want makes it much more fulfilling. Parents should take effort into building an environment where the children are building their own future of what they want it to be and are working extremely hard for it.
So, to sum up, parents should not treat children the same, but they should instead treat them uniquely, because that one motivate the children to accomplish, to get achievement, to get high grade, or to just generally become a better person. And also they should be rewarded for their effort or their achievement. I think that will also motivate them to become a better person in the future.
Thank you for spending your precious time with us.
Now, Hagensoto, thank you for sharing us your touching story. People might change their mind after your inspiring talk one day. Now let us hear from Hwang Huyang from 6day1. The topic is the story of brotherhood's fairness.
Hello everyone, my name is Biang Steam One. I am very happy to share with you my story, the story of the fairness of the brotherhood. My brother was born in 2012. Before he was born, it's just me, mom and dad. I have all my parents' attention and love. I could play toys. I didn't have to do the housework because I was young. But now I am a big brother and things are not equal. What I can give is simple. The fairness of the brotherhood. My 6-year-old brother is now on the first year of the same school as me, no spring. My parents love both of us alike. My parents asked me to take care of my younger brother at school. For example, take him to the bus, pick him up from the class at the end of the day. At home, I help my parents to do the housework, like washing dishes, cleaning table, vacuuming, folding gloves, and lots more. People may think that this seems unfair and I should ask for fairness, but I never do this. The reason is very understandable. Because I'm big and he is very small. Everyone will think it's unfair when I play less and he plays more. The reason for this is because I'm 11 now and he only 6. I have homework to do and he doesn't have. Homework is my responsibilities. I do it to revise my lesson so I can get good test scores and make my parents happy. And my brother spend most of the time is playing. If he moves the table, he could hurt himself and he might break something. So my parents give me these responsibilities. I am very happy to have extra responsibilities. In conclusion, the fairness of the brotherhood is not having equality in everything, but about sharing the work and not the size and age. It's not just help my parents, but it's not just help my brother, but it's help my parents too. I want to show them I appreciate them. This is my story about the fairness of brotherhood. Thank you for listening.
The last speakers of this first 10 was, please welcome Nguyễn Hoàng Trang Ngân and Nguyễn Minh Ngọc from class 9A3 with the topic, Life is not always fair and how to deal with it.
Hello everyone, my name is Shannon and this is my partner Minh Ngọc and we come from 9A3. As you guys know, not every row full of rows in our life will be the same. Sometimes you will be successful, but sometimes you will fail because of unfairness. So today we want to share with you guys a topic that how life is not always fair and how to deal with it.
Well, let's start by a quote. If you do not like something, change it. And if you cannot change it, change your mind about it. This quote was told by Mary Angel Bright, a graphic artist. And this inspired us to create our topic. So in life, you may be blamed for others' mistakes, but why? Because this is life. Life is an unfair game. Whether you like it or not, you still have to admit that life is unfair.
So why did you try to change your mind about it? But how? How can we change our mind about unfairness in life? That is the message that we would like to send out to you guys today, and we also hope that our speech will change your thoughts about unfairness in life in a positive way.
So before continuing our speech, we want to ask you guys a question. Have you ever tried hard but then you couldn't achieve the expected results? Please put your hands up if you have encountered this situation before. Thank you for raising your hands. So we all have to face many unfair problems. For those here who may lost the chance of loving someone just because he has found another girl who is more beautiful than you, we all know that it is so unfair, right?
Like, I spent all my night just for one project, and I thought my team project will obtain the highest score, which should be probably 100%. But life is not like a dream, because just one of my members was detecting, so the score was supposed to be 100%, then it goes down to 80%, and that disappoints me a lot. But then I realized that if I get upset by this problem, it couldn't change anything because everything has already happened. So all of us had to admit that everyone has the problem. But let's take a look. The more area you get, the more complicated the problem could become.
Well, let's talk about solutions. Well, there are several ways to easily deal with the problems, but first, try to stay calm. Regardless of anything happens to you, you have to control your emotions to avoid negative obsessions. Don't let yourself have a negative thought, such as, why is it so unfair, because it will make you want to give up. Instead of constantly thinking, try to solve that vicious circle by repeating an affirmation. Thinking is not always effective, I can change it.
Second, never be afraid of failure and never give up. The sky is not clear every day, and your life will be the same. There will be the day of darkness and rain. Unfairness is unavoidable. So if you met that situation, don't just become yourself down and say that you can't do it.
Well, last but not least, always keep your mind positive. Instead of blaming the situation or letting go of everything, think over again. Life is not fair if you cannot change it the right way, or if you cannot fight the irrational emotions, in the end we just take failures. Or you can change your mind, change your way of life. For example, a positive thinking, like there's no such thing as unfairness. Everything goes according to its rules, and nothing happens without a reason. I will try my best, someday I will achieve my goals.
Bill Gates has said, life is not always fair, get used to it. So unfairness is unavoidable, but we really want to say that you can choose your own way how to respond to unfairness. If it takes away something from you, it also gives you something back. And if you have accepted the suffering that fate has given you, happiness will not be far away from you. Whether it will be fair or not, it will depend on how you view and handle it.
Well, to finish our speech, we hope that we are able to help you change your way of look for fairness or unfairness and how to overcome that unfairness in life. Thank you for listening.
That is the end. All of our speakers are done with all of their marvelous stories.